Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation podcast. And for all the censors out there who monitor the community guidelines, we always tell you that 100% we only quote from peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. Everything we talk about is in the public domain. Everybody can see it. Therefore, we're not making any claims that are not substantiated. They're all available for everyone to see. The only thing we ever rely on is medical proof. Nothing we give is an opinion. We have no products for sale. This is a free educational website. So we always like you to know that in advance. Hello, Sue Cespedes. That's an unusual name. So who's curious about how she lost 35 pounds in 37 days? I guess I'd like to know how she lost 35 pounds in 37 days and she's kept it off now for 8 years. It's not a diet. Hello, Weimer Mummy. That's quite a handle. So, are you curious about how she lost 35 pounds in 37 days and has kept it off for 8 years and no exercise? Hello, Paulette. Are you all interested? It's not Photoshop. That's a real picture. It's backed, and this protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical studies in the world. You won't find anybody else on social media with one shred of medical evidence. All they ever give you, they're giving you opinions. We don't give people opinions, we give you absolute facts. So it's not Photoshop. She's safely lost 35 pounds in 37 days, and she kept it off for 8 years. It's not a diet, and it's published in 10 peer-reviewed human trials. There's a free medical website, The New Health Conversation. You can see it there, and there's 100% free coaching. The coaching is 100% free. We're not messing around. We see other people wanting to charge you like $400 a year. Then you got to buy their recipes, another $500 a year, and then you haven't even bought the food yet. We don't do that. We have nothing to sell. What we're going to show you is how they did this. 30% of what you would spend would be at your grocery store. You buy from your grocery store. The other 70% comes from these other researchers who went around the world to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but smaller amounts of food by quantity. And then they invented a new way of eating that she did. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic foods around the world. She had lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a fourth meal after dinner, these exotic foods around the world. Then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world. But this time they let her eat 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. And there's the results, 35 pounds in 37 days. She's kept it off for 8 years. There's nothing on the internet like this. It doesn't exist. So for the new people coming, I'm not for you 217. Again, it's not Photoshop, that's real. 35 pounds in 37 days. Who else on social media has anything like this? Nobody. And the other thing is these results are published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's not something we're making up. We can't make up, you can't edit a peer-reviewed human trial study. Let's look at a couple more people. So Kristen, 21 pounds, 38 inches in just 30 days. Who would be interested in losing 5 pounds a week? 5 pounds a week. And then April lost 60 pounds. Look at that, in 3 months. 60 pounds in 3 months, or 30 kilos if you're in Great Britain or around the world where they use kilos to measure weight loss. So again, I'd love for anybody to comment. What do you think? Oh, Izzy Dior, you're back. Weren't you on earlier today, Izzy? Oh, you're gone. Okay. Sorry about that. We had a computer glitch there. I was gone for just a couple seconds. So who would like to know how they're doing this? And then look at this 65-year-old man, 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. That's not Photoshop, that's real. 40 pounds in 30 days. Look at his blood work, A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, and his triglycerides from 242 to 124. Paris, you're back again. Hello, hello. Isn't it kind of late for you now again? Isn't it like almost midnight or something? I think it is, if it's the same person I'm thinking of. Hello, Izzy, I see you're back. Hello, Senior Flora, hello, you're back. So here's the point, okay? I did some research today and I looked at basically what are the real numbers for all diets. Let's just cut to the chase. According to all the research, they're saying that on a normal diet, you lose in 3/10 to a half a pound a week. Let me repeat that. On any diet that any of you have ever done, you're losing 3/10 of a pound or a half a pound in a week. So let's go the higher number. Let's give you a half a pound a week. To lose 21 pounds, that would take you 42 weeks. right? Because you're losing a half a pound a week, 21 pounds. It would take you 2 weeks per pound, 42 weeks. That's almost a year. And she lost that weight in just 30 days, and she's kept it off. She has no loss of water, and she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. Yes, Paris, I understand you're checking in at midnight. I like it very much. Have you gotten a chance yet to go to the website, Paris? I guess you did. That's right. You said you looked at all the medical studies. So I'm sorry I keep asking that question. I got so many things going on in my head and so many people that want to do this. It's just really, really crazy. But welcome back. Thank you very, very much. But that's a really interesting statistic, everybody, that when they look at all the medical data, and you're talking about losing 0.3 of a pound, or well, would that be like a quarter of a kilo? Yeah, you're losing about a quarter of a kilo. No, less than that, because a kilo is 2, a quarter would be 0.8. Oh my gosh, it's like you're losing 0.25 of a kilo in a week. 0.25, that is pathetic. But that's what you're all settling for in these diets. You know, people come on, they tell you can lose 20 pounds in a month and it's all fat. And then you look at, now I'm looking at the actual, this site where they're claiming that 20 pounds in a week and most of it's fat. Well, here's the thing. Let's look at the debunking the weight loss claims. No evidence from this site, app, or public claim supports losing 20 pounds in 30 days, and most is fat. That's not true. Searches yield no such statements. Testimonials show slower results, about 12 pounds in 6 weeks. And they said here that it's pitiful weight loss. They said that's where they're saying you're losing 0.3 to 0.5 pounds a week on this ridiculous time-restricted eating. Look, I'm only giving you the medical statistics. I don't have anything against it or for it. I'm just saying you're getting ripped off if you think you're going to do time-restricted eating. Well, how do they come up with this outrageous claim you can lose 20 pounds in a month? There's not one thing to support it. Nothing. There's no medical sites. And you know, it seems like a nice person, but the person running the website is a chef. He's not a scientist. He's not a researcher. And people are spending a lot of money. Apparently, they charge you $40 a month for coaching, and you have to buy their recipes. It's $500 for a year of recipes. What kind of recipes going to do you? We coach you for free, and we have real medical proof. Real medical proof. Which one are you going to follow? You want to follow someone giving you an opinion with no medical background at all, or do you want to rely on real medical proof? Do you all understand that all this diet stuff is a fantasy? That in 4 years in the United States, they estimate 86% of you will be overweight or obese in 4 years. Does that sound like to any of you that diets are working? So who would like to ask me a question? Who wants to know how she did this? Anybody? Are you curious? Do you think it's fake? Do you think we photoshopped it? Because if you do, you're on the wrong podcast. You're 100% on the wrong podcast if you think this is fake. It's not fake. It's absolutely real. And I'm just sick and tired of you all getting ripped off by these people that come on and make these claims, and they have nothing to back it up except their opinion. And they'll show you a before and after picture. But then when you look at their own site and you look up their own numbers, it's ridiculous. And they're telling you you're burning fat. No, there's no such thing as burning fat. You're born with the same number of fat cells, you die with the same number of fat cells, and over your life, your fat cells expand or contract. So let's blow up that myth right away. So again, like I was saying, who would like to know how in the world did she lose 5 pounds a week, 38 inches, no exercise, no calorie counting, and she's kept it off for over 8 years? Doesn't that intrigue some of you? Or when we look at Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days, she's kept it off for 8 years. 35 pounds in 37 days, or 17.5 kilos in 37 days. I mean, come on, lying. We're only presenting medical proof. As much as people want to come on and they want to argue with me and they have their own opinions, but they don't have, whenever they argue with me and I just say, okay, what are you offering? What are we going to do about the fact in 4 years, 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years, according to Johns Hopkins Medical School? Does that sound to any of you like diets are working? And so few of you even stay on the site. You come on, you see it, and then they leave. They must feel it's not real. They must think we're making things up. But who would like to know how they did this? And it's back. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. And we provide, right there, it's a proof at the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website for you to go to. There's nothing on there to buy. The only thing on there is the medical proof. And if you like what you see, scroll down, free coaching. These other people, they're trying to charge you for recipes and coaching, and then you still got to buy the food. I mean, come on. Really? Really? Do you really believe that stuff? And then when I look at the evidence, they're saying that the average weight loss on time-restricted eating is 0.3 to 0.5 pounds per week. Again, to lose 35 pounds, it would take 70 weeks, a year and a half to lose 35 pounds, according to these numbers. But there's more proof. Here's the journal. Hold on. Here, sorry about that. We had internet glitch that happens every once in a while. Come on. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, I'm back. Okay, so let me give you more evidence about why diets are complete failures. This is the Journal of the American Medical Association. You can look all this up, by the way. This is in the public domain. It's not something I'm making up. This was a study done in the Journal of the American Medical Association, 12 months. And they looked at 48 different trials, 7,286 people. And they named, the title is Comparison of Weight Loss Among Named Diet Programs in Overweight Obese Adults. 12 months. The most amount of weight anybody lost in a year was 16 pounds, and 25 to 40% of that was lean muscle mass. And they named keto and paleo and time-restricted eating and fasting and Cornish and zone and lose weight for your blood type and Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers, on and on and on. The most anybody lost in a year was 16 pounds. She lost 35 pounds in a month, in 5 weeks. But let's go even to Kristen. Let's go down. The minimum weight loss, and this is typically 5 pounds a week. Most of you probably lose as much weight in the first 4 days as in a month of any diet you've ever been on. Women on this lose a whole dress size. Oh, cool. I've been watching the videos, Dog Dad 7 said. Are you enjoying them? Do you like it? So, again, everyone, you have an extraordinary opportunity. Look, the website is free for you to go to. There's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof. It's the only thing there. Good, Dog Dad 7. I'm happy you're enjoying it. We have someone comment that went to the website and is watching the videos. It's free to go there, all of you. Free, free. How much is it? Free, free. How much is the coaching? Free. Look at other people that are trying to charge you for coaching, and they're charging for recipes. And who's running it? With all due respect. A chef? Really? That's not a nutritional researcher. That wasn't developed by the top, it's not me, but this was done by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. Not by some person. Nothing wrong, seems like a nice person, but no credentials, making it up, showing you before and after pictures with no medical proof. And when you look at the medical proof on time-restricted eating, they're losing 0.3 to 0.5 pounds a week. She lost 5 pounds a week. Which one would you do, given the chance to see it and know about it, which we're doing for you? This is right here. Look, you can go. And so what did they do? For the few people that are on here, I'm going to explain it to you. Here's what they did. The researchers said, stop counting calories. We did 100 studies, 40 years, counting calories. It never worked. They said the key to this was we're going to find foods that have one criteria, large amounts of nutrition. Because at the end of the day, you're alive because of 3 things: air, water, not calories, nutrition. So what they said was the problem on a diet, probably you've never been told this before, when you lower the amount of food you're consuming, what else you're lowering? Nutrition. And because all your organs, including your brain, they don't run on calories, they run on nutrition. The key to keep you from getting hungry is to make sure you have enough nutrition. So when they set out to do this, they picked the foods. You'd actually get a grocery list that you take to your grocery store. And on that grocery list are proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You got it? But they're based on serving sizes, not calories. They don't want you counting calories. Why? Because you don't even, I didn't know what a calorie was 25 years ago. Do any of you actually know what a calorie is? Do you actually know the medical definition? And if you don't, why are you counting calories? Your body can't count calories, doesn't know what a calorie is. So the researchers, 30% of what you was going to consume came from the grocery store. The other 70%, now when I'm talking about 30%, I'm saying whatever you spent last month, your total food bill, take 30%, that's all you're going to spend at the grocery store. The other 70% of the food bill goes to these other researchers who had gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition in those areas that you can't buy at your grocery store. So those were the foods they gave her. Then they invented a new way of eating, I'm not kidding you, called protein pacing. 5 days a week, they let her have 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic foods from around the world, from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. That was breakfast. Lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner from these exotic foods. So imagine you're on a diet. This is not a diet, but you're eating 4 times a day, 5 days a week. Then 2 days a week, this is going to blow your mind, no food from the grocery store. Don't panic. You're only going to eat these exotic foods around the world. But this time, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half or 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. There were people who weighed 500 pounds. They weren't hungry. If I can teach you anything, is you cannot be hungry for calories. That's totally ludicrous. The only thing you can be hungry for is nutrition. Well, the research has proved it. But then they did something else. This is the most comprehensive medical examination of a diet weight loss or health program ever. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They did blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides. They did body composition, muscle counts. And what they found, the most amazing thing about this whole thing, this is a detox. And they proved it through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. They proved this was helping your body remove the chemicals from your fat cells. In case you didn't know, we're breathing, we're drinking, we're eating chemicals. And as they enter the body to protect us takes the chemical and stuffs it inside a fat cell, and that fat cell expands. Look at her stomach on day 1, look at her stomach on day 30. That's with no exercise at all. Most women on this, hello Vanessa, most women on this lose a whole dress size in the first 7 days. Ladies, how excited would that make you? With no exercise. They didn't allow them to exercise because otherwise you say, well, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. It was this protocol. So what else did they find? For the first time in history, they proved this lowered inflammation by 25% in a month. And in case you didn't know, inflammation, all of you have it. It's the underlying cause of every disease out there. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical conditions. So don't hear me say that. But we got all we're doing is quoting from what's in the medical studies. Exactly in the studies. Inflammation went down 25% in a month. Are you kidding me? The other thing that happened, hunger went down 40%. And blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all came down dramatically. The need for insulin in the diabetics in this came down 41% in a month. I'll show you a diabetic. He lost 40 pounds in a month. You'd think, well, that's the big part of his story. Look at his A1C. Went from 8.4 to 6.4. His triglycerides from 242 to 124 in 30 days, everybody. No one's ever seen results like this. So this is not just about fitting in your skinny jeans. It's a health system. It's designed to maximize your health. It's designed to help your body get rid of the chemicals that we're all storing inside our fat cells. And see, we're storing them in what's called our visceral fat. The visceral fat is the fat around the organs. And that's why you all complain to us, not just about how much weight you've gained, but how much fat you actually have on your body. Look at his stomach, everybody. Day 1 to day 30. That's with no exercise, no sit-ups, no saunas, no running 10,000 steps, nothing like that. Because the researchers said if we put exercise, we would never know. Was it this that produced it? Or was it diet and exercise? And you certainly can exercise. Don't hear me. That's why you get a free coach. Because the exercise you need to do on this to achieve the same is probably a lot less than what you're used to. And you're still going to get the same benefit of building muscle and stamina and all those kind of things. Okay? So the biggest part about this is maintenance. That picture's 8 or 9 years old. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. This lady here, Janet, lost 100 pounds. She's kept it off for 12 years. Not 12 weeks, 12 years. I mean, it's just like, and this 60 pounds in 3 months, she's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. And then this lady here, 200 pounds in a year, and she's kept it off for like 8 or 9 years. Look at that. Where's the loose skin? No surgery? Look at that. Are you kidding me? 200 pounds in a year? Do I have your attention yet? Do you get it? This is not a diet. I mean, people come on here and they want to challenge me all the time that like, oh, well, we didn't, the studies, they don't know what they're talking about. Because whenever I ask them, where are your peer-reviewed human trial studies? They go, well, one size doesn't fit all. Yes, it does. We give this to kids as young as 2. We have a lady 91. We have people with no thyroids. People with no gallbladders. Yeah, this does one size fits all. Because it's based on the fundamental principle of life. And that is your body runs on nutrition. If you give your body adequate, and there's no supplements here. There's no products to buy. You're buying 30% of your food from the grocery store and 70% from these other researchers who go into Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition. Some of the nutrients come from these blue zones where people living to be 100 years old. I want to put that in my body. What about you? Do you all understand how powerful this could be for all of your lives? Do you understand it's so much more than weight loss? Now, how can I say that? Because they did the most comprehensive medical evaluation of this protocol of any diet in history. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They did blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides. They did body composition. They did lean muscle mass. They did liver enzymes. And everything improved dramatically in a month. Look, she lost no water and actually gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass, if you can believe that. I mean, you can believe we're faking and it's not real, but if so, then you're on the wrong podcast. We pride ourselves on one thing. We only give you medical proof of every single thing. That's why the website, I'm going to show you all right now. You can go to the website if you want, type in the new health conversation. One, we will not contact you if you go to the website. You'll see it come up here in just a second, the link. So go, there it is, the new health conversation. Click on there, and there's the website. There's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is a medical proof, including number one, an exclusive podcast with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the entire world. We won't contact you if you go to that website. No. But if you like what you see, then you scroll down. You get a free coach. The coaching's free, not $500 a year. I mean, what are you getting? You're going to get recipes? You're going to buy $500. It's going to cost you $500 a year. Do you get recipes? Really? And who developed this system? No medical credibility. None. Zero. None. Zero. Just hijacking time-restricted eating, which doesn't work either. I've got a big study over here, Journal of American Medical Association, on this time-restricted eating. 3 months, they said they found that the overweight adults who were assigned to routinely fast 16 hours daily, eating their meals between noon and 8, over the course of 3 months, gained almost no benefit from it, lost 2 to 3.5 pounds in 3 months, and the weight they lost was lean muscle mass. What in the heck are you doing, folks? What are you doing? Every single diet, 25 to 40% of which you're actually losing, is lean muscle mass. I mean, look at her. Look at that. Look at her stomach. And then you look at Julie. My gosh, look at that. 35 pounds in 37 days. Where's the loose skin? Her whole body shrank. You can see it. Her whole body shrank. 35 pounds, you think she'd have loose skin. Where's her loose skin? Unless you think it's fake. It's not fake. It's not Photoshop. That is real, and the timeline is real. I had someone before tell me, well, it's impossible to gain 6 to 9% lean muscle. Well, on a diet, it would be. This is not a diet. Are you all getting this? Who would like, oh, darn it. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry about that. Sometimes the internet, it glitches on me because we got so many things going on and so many people hitting us. Why do you have, oh, because I had skin cancer. I had a skin cancer removed, right? Sorry, here it is right there. Actually, I get my stitches out tomorrow, so I won't even have to wear this bandage after tomorrow. But I do, look, I'm committed. I do 4 or 5 live podcasts every day. Come hell, high water. I don't care if I have a bandage or not. But that's why. Thanks for asking, Tiki Moon Villas. So who else would like to ask me a question? Maybe not about the bandage on my face, but about how this actually works. Well, it's over now. I mean, I had it over 10 days ago, so it's okay. And like I said, I'm getting the stitches out tomorrow. I won't need a bandage. I won't need anything. So yeah, it's. I don't even notice it, to be quite honest with you. You're all noticing and thinking, oh my God, what happened to that guy? Yeah, I got in a fight. You should see the other guy. No, I'm kidding. I didn't get in a fight. So who else would like to ask me a question? Is anybody curious about how she lost 35 pounds in 37 days? Unless you think we're lying. It's not Photoshopped, everyone. That is real. And the timeline is real. The other thing is, you have to understand that this protocol is it's real. It's published in the biggest medical journals in the world. The Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrients, Nutritional Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, Nature Communications, one of the biggest medical journals in the world. No other diet have published peer-reviewed studies. They don't exist. But you're following them all. Those nice people on social media without one shred of medical evidence for any of you. This is not a diet. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. It's called R2M, Jake. R2M. That's what the protocol is called. Somebody's asking me, Jake Grace over there on the other side. So I'm going to explain to you now how they did this. It was not invented by me or by us. It was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They're voted the top people. They'd done 100 studies on human beings over 40 years, and Grace, one of the things they found, no diet ever produced weight loss that was sustainable. And 2/3 of every person gained back more weight than they lost. So they established this completely differently. No calorie counting. No calorie counting. The researchers said the key to life was really simple. You've got to give yourself a minimum amount of nutrition so the brain doesn't think you're starving, because your body runs not on calories. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It can't count calories. It runs on nutrition. So their goal was to find foods with high amounts of nutrition. They started with only 30% of the food that she consumed came from her local grocery store: proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. No calorie amounts, just serving sizes. Got it? The other 70%, and there's a reason they did this, didn't come from your local grocery store. It came from other researchers who'd gone around the world to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition, which the researchers have called these combinations of nutrients and food the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint of view. So now they had the foods, right? Then they invented a new way of eating because it was based on nutrition. It wasn't based on calories. It wasn't based on anything other than making sure you had enough or more than enough nutrition to keep your brain from going into starvation mode. See what happens to you on all these diets. I don't care what the hell a diet is. When you lower the amount of food on a diet, which is what a diet is, you're lowering nutrition. The brain thinks there's not enough fuel. It immediately stops accessing the fuel inside your fat cell and turns to your muscles for fuel, slowing down your metabolism, and it slows down your own immune system. You're literally making yourself unhealthy by going on any of these diets. The researchers prove this, okay? So what they did, they let her 5 days a week. She had 4 meals a day until she lost the weight. So she started with the world's most perfect meal, these nutrients from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. That was breakfast. Lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner from the world's most perfect meals. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these world's most perfect meal. But this time, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. Number 2, we had people weighing 500 pounds. They weren't hungry. If I teach you nothing else, hunger, it has nothing to do with counting calories. You can only be hungry for lack of nutrition. That's it. And the research, they proved it. Hunger on this came down 40% in a month. Hunger. In a week, people reported all their cravings were gone. Why? Because they were satisfied nutritionally, right? Okay, so let's keep going. So what the researchers did was the most expensive medical evaluation ever done in history on a diet, nutrition, or health program. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They did blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, liver enzymes. They did brain cognitive ability, etc. What did they find? The number one thing about this and why it's not a diet, it's a detox. And they proved that this was helping the body get rid of herbicides and pesticides, and the chemicals were actually stored inside our fat cells. In case you didn't know it, you're storing chemicals inside your fat cells, and those fat cells, which you're born with, you die with, there's no such thing as burning fat, those fat cells expand or contract. You all got that? And the reason you complain about how much fat you have on your body is because your cells, look at her stomach on day 1, everybody, and then look at her stomach on day 30. That's with no exercise. That's a result of the detox. So that was number 1, that no diet has ever produced even a gram of a toxin leaving the body. Number 2, they proved this lowered inflammation, which you all suffer from, including me, by 25% in 30 days. No diet's ever done anything like this. They also saw blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all come down dramatically. The diabetics on this, their need for insulin dropped 41% in a month, to the point where the diabetics on the medications, the doctors cut their meds by 50% in just 30 days. No one's ever seen anything like this before. The third part about this is maintenance. Maintenance is simple. Like this morning, my breakfast was the world's most perfect meal. I had lunch, and I'm going to go home in about a little while here and have dinner or supper, whatever part of the world you're in, whatever you call it. And then every 2 months, I do another of the 48 hours where no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods, to detox my body. That's the main reason to do this, is detoxification. The weight loss is like a booby prize, is the throw in. Now, if you are a diabetic, let me show you the amazing results. This is a 65-year-old man, 40 pounds in a month, 52 and a half inches, which you think would be the big part of his story. It's not. Look at his lab work. His A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. His triglycerides from 242, they dropped to 124 in a month. But ask a diabetic, if you know one, if their A1C goes from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. It's still a little high, but compared to 8.4, it's in a whole different dimension. And they've maintained the weight loss for 8 or 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Now, this is live, everybody. Okay, Gary, great question. Take whatever you spent last month, total dollars, Gary. Take 30% of those dollars at the grocery store. The other 70% you have left will buy those other exotic foods. Now, keep in mind, you're only doing the high levels of those exotic foods until you get all your weight off. Maintenance it's about $4 a day. It's my breakfast every morning. I spend about $4 on these exotic foods around the world. I don't eat anything else. I don't have cereal, bacon, and eggs. Not that I couldn't. I do every once in a while. But this is the world's most perfect meal. I'm putting that in my body every single day. The other thing you need to know, Gary, if you go on this, unless you're on a doctor's prescription for low iron or low calcium, you need no supplements at all. None. Throw your supplements away. You don't need any of them. So when I look at that, it's very, very affordable. Really affordable. Because, see, you're buying directly from the researchers. You're not buying from a middleman. You don't buy anything from us. We don't have any products to sell. We don't have a company. The researchers who created this, they're scientists. They don't have any products. There's no product to buy. 30% of your dollars go to your grocery store that you spent last month, and the other 70% will buy that. But it goes down. Once you get to your goal, maintenance, like I said, is really, like I said, it's about $4 a day. So, does that help, Gary? Does that help answer your question? So who else would like to ask me a question? You betcha, Gary. And Gary, did you get a chance to hear what I said? Well, first of all, let me ask you, what do you think about him at 40 pounds and 52 inches in a month? I'd love for your feedback. I love feedback from my audience because then I know that what we're covering is something people are really interested in. And then, Gary, did you get to hear me explain to you exactly what they did and how they did it and why it did and all the medical results? Yes or no? I want to yeah, Gary, I agree. Amazing. And like I said, Gary, did you get a chance to hear me go through Lynn Cobb, selling nothing, Lynn, nothing. There's no products. It's food, Lynn, no products. What am I selling? Knowledge for free. We offer you a free website right there, the New Health Conversation. And if you go there, you get to decide if you like what you see, scroll down on your coaches. So Lynn, 30% of what you would buy is from your grocery store. The other 70% you buy directly from these other researchers who've gone around the world to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, and New Zealand to bring these foods with huge amounts of nutrition. We sell you nothing. You buy either from your grocery store or from those researchers. And then we coach you. We all got coached for free. I know it sounds good to be true, but that's the program. That's it. So Gary, you did hear. And so Gary, are you clear? And also Lynn, you're welcome to go. See right above our head, visit the New Health Conversation. But Lynn, look at this. How about 35 pounds in 37 days? And she's kept it off for 8 years. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. Lynn, what's that worth? Hey, pre-snap, you're back. I thought you were going to go to the website. I looked for you today. I didn't see you. Oh, it has to. What do you mean it's not? Did you go to this website, the New Health Conversation? I was just on there a little while ago. I know it's working. There's no, you had to have typed in something wrong. And you're sure you went to, I'm going to put it in the chat down here, the New Health. And this is, let's see. No, you went to New Health Conversation. No, it's the New Health Conversation. That's where you messed up. It's the, it has to be the, not New Health Conversation. No wonder you couldn't sign up. Does that make sense? Okay, let me put it in the chat for you if I can, if it'll post. Right there, see it? The New Health Conversation. That's it, the New Health Conversation. Presnap, no wonder. It's got to be the New Health Conversation. You got it? Okay, well, that makes me feel better. I mean, that's why. Everybody understand it's the New Health Conversation. It's not New Health Conversation. Then it won't let you onto the website. And it's free to go there and we won't even contact you, right? So Gary, are you a little bit curious? Are you excited about the possibility to go and see the medical proof? Now, let me show you just a couple more things here. This is Look at everybody. Look at Ken. Look at that, Gary. 34 pounds in 29 days. Look at the change in his body composition. And that's with no exercise in 29 days. I mean, Gary, is that just crazy? Good? Look at that. Look, his stomach's gone. His stomach's gone in 29 days. Hello? Huh. I don't know what to tell you. Then do www.thenewhealthconversation.com. Try that. That's the only other thing I know. I've had people on there all day long because we're getting feedback. That's our main feeder where people can go and find the information. Let me see if I can go there, if that's even possible for me to do that. Bear with me, everybody. I want to try something here. Okay, the new health. So bear with me, everybody. I'm just checking the website. I want to make sure the new health conversation. No, it opened. I just went there, press snap it right on, no problem. Bingo, right on the website. No problems whatsoever. I don't know what to tell you. Try again, I guess, but even try www. Now, are you trying to get on your phone? Or are you trying to get on your laptop? Sometimes people have trouble with that. Okay? Yeah, a new man, Gary. Gary, I'm curious. Let's see. 6 different ways join. Candy join. Creddy. Wow, lots of people that are, at least they're looking, they're putting the toe in the water and then they run for the high heels. I don't know. Maybe they don't like me. I have no idea. Huh. Press snap. I don't know what to tell you. I'll try tonight and figure it out. Okay, great. Please do that. So I swear, I just tested it a minute ago, the new health conversation, and it worked just fine. I don't know if there's anybody else on here that can go, the new health conversation. Tell me, did it open up for any of you to see one of our people's having trouble getting on there? And I really, really want to meet him and talk to him. So hopefully you'll be able to figure that out tonight. But again, you can always try www.thenewhealthconversation.com. So I don't know what else to tell you. So who else would like to ask me a question? The reason I like this one is it's typical. 5 pounds a week is the average. In other words, that's the low average, okay? And you can see here, like in the chance of Julie, she basically 7 pounds a week. And then, of course, Curtis, 10 pounds a week. And I didn't even show you Andy, everybody. He lost 11 pounds a week, 11 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. You think any diet would ever do that, anybody? Any diet ever? Let's see. A new message, but I don't see the message. If somebody typed me a message, let's see. I am a new man. Wow, somebody typed me a message and I don't see it. Well, our coaching is free, Press Snap. It's free. And you still have to buy food. That's up to you. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not debating that. The idea is to be able to go there and see the medical proof from the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. And he has worked with Navy SEALs and Green Berets and Olympians and NFL football players and hockey players, etc. And they're the ones that design this protocol. So again, the coaching, everybody, the coaching is 100% free. There's no charge for coaching. Okay? So who else would like to ask me a question? Would anybody like to know how they are able to, how she was able to lose 5 pounds a week, 38 inches in just 30 days? Anybody want to know how? I'm waiting. I'm happy to answer any and all your questions. Chris Fox, the program is called R2M, Race to Maintenance. It was developed by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They're voted the #1. Yeah, they had done 100 studies on literally thousands of people over 40 years, and they never found a diet that worked. So when they created this, what they did, Summit Bansal said hi. I'm saying hi. Oh, I saw you live before, but I wasn't home. Okay. Okay, Summit Bansal and also Chris. I'm going to explain it to you. So what they did, the researchers, they figured, they said after 40 years, 100 studies, no diet ever worked long term. And the main flaw was all diets were based on some form of counting calories, of lowering the amount of food you were consuming, ignoring the fact that when you lower the quantity of food you're consuming, you lower the amount of nutrition. Newsflash, your body has no idea what a calorie is. It can't count calories. It doesn't give a damn about a calorie. It only cares about nutrition. So their first goal was, we're going to put together foods that have high levels of nutrition. You would get a grocery list that you would take to the grocery store, and you're buying basically a month's worth of food, but you're only going to spend about 30% of what you spent last month, and we're going to give you a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables developed by these top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world, okay? In the whole world, right? Then 70% of the money you have left, you're going to buy from these other researchers who'd gone around the world to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but smaller quantities of food. Now, based on this new model of high nutrition, they set her up. She was able to have 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. She started with these, what the researchers have called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. That was breakfast, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner from the world's most perfect meals. You got it? 5 days a week. Now listen, it was so advanced, they got a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office of this new way of eating called protein pacing. So 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world. But this time, she ate them 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half or 2 hours. In a month, the diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. People weighed 500 pounds. They weren't hungry. Because see, if I teach you anything, it's hunger has nothing to do with calories. Hunger only has to do with lack of nutrition. Well, they solved that problem. But here's the other part I want you all to understand. This is not a diet. They did the most comprehensive medical research ever done on a diet, nutrition, or health program. Here's what they did. They analyzed blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They did body composition, lean muscle, visceral fat. They did liver enzymes. They measured blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, and even cognitive functions in the brain. And what they found was unbelievable in a good way. Number one, this is not a diet. The main thing this is a detox. And they did the proof through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving that this was removing chemicals from the body. In case you all didn't know, you all suffer, including me, from this medical syndrome you've probably never heard of before called TDOS. The T is for the toxins that are being deposited in our fat cells. I'll explain that to you in a moment. The D is for the deficiency of nutrition in our food, causing us to be overweight and stress. By the way, Peter Greenlaw, who's that? That's me. I did discover it. That's not why I'm telling you that. But every one of us is what's happening. We're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals. And as they come into our body, I don't care who you are or think you're in shape, the body takes the chemical and stuffs it inside your visceral fat. Your visceral fat is the fat around the organ. The main reason to do this is to detox. So press snap, that would be one of the big differences. Even with Shadows, people, etc., no detox, no evidence of that, no diet, no nutrition program in the history of the world has ever produced a detox until now. Because those research, they worked with Olympians and NFL football players. They tried everything. They never saw anything like this before. The other thing this did that no other diet has ever done in history, it lowered inflammation by 25% in 30 days. People's hunger came down 40%. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all improved dramatically in just a month. And they've been able to keep the weight off for 8 or 9 years. How can I do detox? Child of God. How can I do the detox? Child of God, weren't you on my last podcast a couple hours ago when I went over it? Exactly what I explained to you, that this is not a diet. You got 5 days a week, you're having 4 meals a day, and 2 days a week, you're having 8 meals a day. And on the website, it's really in much greater detail exactly what you do. It's free to go there. There's nothing to buy. We won't contact you if you go there. But if you go there and you like what you see, you can scroll down and you get a free coach. The coaching is 100% free. I see these other people, they want to charge you $40 a month for a coach, and then you've got to buy their recipes. It's $500 for a year, and you haven't even bought the food yet. See where it says free coaching? It's not a trick. It's free coaching because you've never done anything like this. And the main reason to do this, child of God, is not to lose weight. It's to detox. It just so happens that's a wonderful side benefit. But look at her stomach, everybody, on day 1, and look at her stomach on day 30. Now, I'm going to show you what happens if you exercise. It's insane. Okay, I'm going to show you a young man. He's 43 years old. He lives in Costa Rica. He surfs twice a day and works out 7 days a week. He did not do this to lose weight. Wait till you see this. This is exactly 11 days. So day 1, pretty darn good shape. But then when it says day 5, that's the morning of day 5, so that's 4 days in. And then day 12, the morning of day 12, 11 days in, look at that transformation. It's not photoshopped. He did not do this to lose weight. He did it to detoxify and actually gain lean muscle. Now, granted, he was working out. And then I've got someone who needed to lose weight and also worked out. Everybody I showed you before this picture and before the next picture I'm going to show you, they didn't work out at all. So his name is Brian, 50 pounds in 4 months. And actually that's not true because he gained like 10 pounds of lean muscle. But look at that transformation in just 4 months. Now he did exercise, I'm being honest. Of course he exercised. But look at that. And then when you see things like this, there's no diet on planet Earth that's ever 200 pounds in a year and she's kept it off. Where's the loose skin, everybody? No surgery of any kind. That's the detox happening. See, that's what makes it so different and unique. And the thing is, child of God, we have the proof. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. There's no other protocol, I don't care what you think it is, that's published in all these major journals. The Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrients, the Nutrition Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, Nature Communications, there's still 3 or 4 more. That's what makes this different and unique. And of course it's safe and it's proven. It's not hyperbole on my part. It's proven. It absolutely 100% is proven to be safe and effective, and it works, and there's nothing in the world that can compete with this. Nothing. So I said hi. Oh, that's fine, Preston. Yeah, there's nothing to do. That's my brother's friend. He lives in Costa Rica. Oh, your brother's friend. Well, that's my, did you know that? Let me go back to that picture. By the way, people accuse me of photoshopping that. I know that person. Guess who that person is, everybody? That's my youngest son. I don't need to Photoshop my son's pictures. So anyway, isn't that cool? I mean, he has a great life. He surfs twice a day. My grandson, who's going to be 6 in January, he went on this protocol when he was 14 months old on part of it. That's the other thing. That's why you get a free coach, because there are people that want to gain weight. We got people with no thyroids. We got a man with a heart transplant, kidney transplant, people with no gallbladders. Those are all different conditions. And of course, with all kinds of prescription drugs and whatever, that's why you get a coach for free. Free. The coaching's free. The website's free. You don't buy anything from us. Too good to be true? Maybe. Again, so who would like to ask me a question? Why is there a money back guarantee? Because the researchers, they're willing to do that. We don't sell you anything. They'll give you 100% of your money back in the first 30 days. No questions asked. You don't have to have a reason. Look, nothing's 100%. But do you think she wants a refund after losing 21 pounds and 38 inches in a month? And who else is offering you 100% of your money back? Nobody. Oh, child of God accepting. Okay, let me see if I can let you in.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Yeah, I want to lose like weight. Actually, I do fasting.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes I do fasting.
What part of the world do you live in?
I live in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, perfect. Then it's definitely available for you. So look, the best thing you can do is go to that website, the New Health Conversation you see above her head. Look at the
Yeah, I
medical.
want to lose it like natural way, not like
This is natural.
like
You
today in
want?
this world they
Do you want
use
to?
an
Wait a minute.
injection.
No injections. No, this is food. You're eating food.
Oh, okay.
It's total food. And the coaches will go over all that with you for free. The coaching's free. You're going to buy part of your food from your grocery store, and the other food you're going to buy from these other suppliers. These foods come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. So that's what's so great about this. There's no products. There's no lotions, potions, pills, supplements. It's all based on real food and a new way of eating. And
So I
so
have to pay for the
you have to buy the food.
first thing. Okay.
You have to buy, well, don't you, I mean, you're going to eat, right? I mean, think of it this way. You're buying food you can't buy at your grocery store. Well, part of it you can. And you're buying basically a month's worth of food, but the food is going to
Then how
help you.
much is it?
You're going to, whatever you spend, I don't know, I'm not sure what you spend in a month on food. How much do you think you spend total?
100.
How
Spent
much?
like 100,
$100
120.
for a month?
Yeah.
Well, then,
20, 200. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, well, if you talk about the whole thing, you're probably talking about $350 for the month. But that includes your
Oh,
food from the grocery store.
okay. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, natural is always.
It's all natural. It's all natural. Okay?
I don't agree those pill, the injection today.
There's no
It
injections. There's no pills.
yes.
This is food. This is totally different.
I'll check the website. Thank you so much.
You betcha. Bye-bye. Oh, that was fun. That was fun, everybody. Okay, well, would anybody else like to ask me a question? What's so nice is I was able to actually let her in. A lot of times people say they want to come on the podcast and then they never accept the invitation that I send to them, right? Do you know what part, Presnap, what part of Costa Rica does your brother, it's your brother's friend who lives there? And Summit Bansal, I went over that. Hopefully you understand. But you can all go to the New Health Conversation, and there's a video about 20 minutes long, really going into detail about what they did. I'm just giving you sort of a preview on TikTok, because on the website it's a video. There's before and afters. There's the food list. Everything is there for free. You get to see it all for free before you make a question. Nana and 3 boys. Did you just hear what I said? 30% of your food comes from the grocery store, and the other 70% you buy directly from these researchers who supply these foods. Essentially you're buying a month's worth of food. That's what it comes down to. And that's like what she was saying, depending on what people spend, a lot of people say they end up spending about what they did last month, total food bill, 30% from their grocery and 70% from these foods around the world. It's not about diet, just start running. No, that's complete nonsense. Abdurum. No, you're wrong. No, exercise, by the way, has never been proven as a weight loss program. So we're going to have a big disagreement. There's not one shred of medical evidence ever proving that diet and exercise works. So don't come on here unless you're a nutritional researcher, a major scientist, and come on and give us an opinion. I'm sorry. That's just, it's not true. Okay? It's not true. So don't come on and tell people it's that simple. 10,000 steps, make a list. None of that works. None of it works. Not that we're against exercise or the researchers. You realize on this, no one was allowed to exercise. So don't tell me exercise played any part in this at all, because it didn't. And how about this guy? 65 years old, 40 pounds in a month, no exercise. None, zero. You trying to tell me running would produce that in a month? Good luck. Good luck. That's all I can tell you. So anyway, Nana, does that make sense to you? But what other program, Nana, gives you a 100% money back guarantee on 70% of what you're going to, 30% of the food you're buying from the grocery, you got to eat for a month, all right? You're buying a month's worth of food. Yeah, 30% comes from your grocery store. They're not going to give you your money back. But these other, we're not fooling around, or they're not. And nothing's 100%. I would be that dumb to say that. But imagine 100% money back guarantee on these exotic foods from around the world. It's so rare when it doesn't work, I guess is what I'm saying. You think he wants a refund after losing 40 pounds and 52 inches in just 30 days? Doesn't happen. And look at her, 35 pounds in 37 days. 35 pounds. It's not Photoshop. That's real. That's really happened. And what makes this different, and the reason I'm so confident, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Not an opinion. There's no opinions. When you get published in these major medical journals, they scrutinize. Their main job is to disprove what you're trying to say you did. That's why no drug, if it's approved without being published, they're peer-reviewed studies, meaning on human beings, not on mice or rats or monkeys or chimpanzees, but on human beings. And then it goes through the scrutiny to get published in, like, say, the New England Journal of Medicine, or in this case, the Journal of the American Medical Association, or whatever it is. That's what makes this so special. There is no other diet, nutrition, health program on the planet that's published in 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. You're all wasting your time. Whatever diet you're on, 2/3 if you're going to weigh more than, you don't have to believe me. Here's Medicare, everybody. Listen to this. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. The reviewers at Medicare reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. That's Medicare telling you 2/3 if you're going to weigh more than what you do. And you don't think they looked at diet, exercise, keto, paleo. They looked at hundreds of studies. All the studies, I'll give you an overview. Okay, this is the grand myth of traditional diets, a devastating cycle of failure and false promises. Listen to what they said. Traditional diets, be they low fat, low carb, keto, carnivore, macro kind of obsessions, or this latest fad, time restricted eating, seduce millions with vows of dramatic weight loss and radiant health. but the brutal truth etched in decades of unyielding scientific evidence shatters this illusion. These diets deliver fleeting illusions of progress, followed by inevitable regain, negligible long-term medical benefits, and a hidden toll on your body by losing critically important lean muscle mass, 25 to 40%, slowing down your metabolism and your immune system. Now, they did a recap. They looked at low fat, low carb, keto, carnivore, macro, and time restricted eating 12 months. The results are pitiful. The least amount of weight lost in a year was 11 pounds. The most was 16 pounds, and 25 to 40% of what they lost on all these major diet groups was lean muscle mass. It's not my opinion. You're kidding yourself. You're delusional. And then I go and I hear this, nonsense about this time restricted eating. You can lose 20 pounds in a month, and the majority is fat. Well, when you go and look at the actual evidence debunking the weight loss claims, there's no evidence from this site or public claims supports losing 20 pounds in 30 days, and most of what they lost is lean muscle mass. When they looked at the results of time restricted eating, the weight loss is 0.3 to 0.5 pounds a month. No, sorry, a week. I misspoke, I'm sorry. So it would be up to, in a week, a half a pound, so they'd lose 2 pounds a month. A month, and they're telling you 20 pounds in a month. I'm just reading from what's right there in the medical journals. It's nonsense. This is why we are. Johns Hopkins Medical School, here it is. Study predicts obesity apocalypse by 2030. 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years. Does that sound to you like time-restricted eating is working? If any of these diets work, my God, they'd have $1 trillion company. Did you ever think about the fact that every year new diets come out? Why? Because the old ones don't work. I mean, this is just it's so crazy. Do I have it here? Oh yeah, here's a synopsis. This is a compilation of 110 different diets, the results. The names are just insane. How about the calories don't count diet? Then we have the Hup-Lick diet. Then we have, let me read some of these ridiculous diets that people are actually doing these things, okay? How about the diet of Sleeping Beauty? That sounds like a good one. How about the cookie diet? How about the jaw wiring diet, the nibbling diet? I mean, on and on and on and on. These are all nonsense. And people are doing these crazy things trying to lose weight. There's no medical proof behind any of this. It's all nonsense. And they do have keto, paleo, Mediterranean time, this is 110 different diets. If any damn diet worked, how could we be at 86% overweight, obese within 4 years? And 50% of those people are going to be pre-diabetic. You can pretend, you can do whatever you want to do. Do you understand diets are miserable failures? They don't work. Do you really think diets are working? Anybody? I mean, you've got people even like, I've got it here somewhere, Harvard Medical School. Stop counting calories. They said, Harvard, we've been taught that losing weight is a matter of math. Cut calories 3,500 and you lose a pound. But as it turns out, experts are learning this age-old strategy is totally misguided. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, she said. It's time to concentrate on its inner food, not how much food we're consuming. That's what you're doing on these crazy diets. You're counting calories. But really what you're doing is you're lowering the amount of food that you're consuming. And then listen to this. This is a big study, the science behind why diets don't work. None of this is my opinion, by the way. I'm reading to you from the medical proof. They said, our research has found, despite all the ads that say otherwise, it's very rare for people on any diet to lose weight and keep it off for good. Not only that, 2/3 of people who diet regain more weight than they lost on any diet, ending up at a higher weight than where they started. A review of more than 30 long-term studies on diets showed that going on a diet actually causes weight gain. The more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. So not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's also associated with increased risk of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. What in the hell are we doing? Pardon my French, I'm sorry. This is medical proof. This is not an opinion on my part. You can believe whatever you want, but the medical evidence is telling you you're out of your mind if you think you're going to go on a diet and keep weight off long term, because you're not. I mean, from 1995 to 2020. Hold on, everybody. We got an internet problem, I think. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was going to answer somebody's question there. Okay, so Chanel Jane 9, I think that is how. Okay, so let me give you the brief version. The researchers said the failure of all diets was pretty simple. When you go on a diet and you lower the amount of food, you're lowering the amount of nutrition. So instead of having anything to do with calories, because your body has no idea what a calorie is, Jane, it can't count calories, it doesn't care about calories, it doesn't even know what a calorie is. What your body knows is nutrition. So these researchers put together food lists that you would take to your grocery store where 30% of what you spent last month, you'd spend this month at the grocery store, and you'd have a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But serving sizes, not calorie amounts. Got it? The other 70% of the money you have left, you'd buy directly from these other researchers who'd gone around the world to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but small quantities of food. So based on this new model, which is based strictly on the amount of nutrition you need in order to avoid your body going into starvation mode, they set out and let her have 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. She started with these, the researchers call this the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. That was breakfast, lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal after dinner from the world's most perfect meals. That's called protein pacing, and they ended up getting a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office of this new way of eating. 2 of the 7 days, now this is until you lose the weight, 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world, but this time she or you would eat 8 times a day. You'd be eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. What did they find? Number one, the diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. People that weighed 400 or 500 pounds were not hungry. See, the key that I can teach all of you, your hunger never came from calorie counting. It never did. Your body has no idea what calories are. The only reason you get hungry is you don't have enough nutrition. That's what the researchers proved. Now, here's what else they did. They did the most expensive medical analysis of a diet, nutrition, or health program ever. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They did liver enzymes. They did body composition. They did blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, and even brain cognition. And what they found was amazing. First and foremost, this is a detox. And they proved that by the analysis of the blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. This is removing chemicals from the body. That's why when you look at someone like Kristen, you look at her stomach on day 1 and look at her stomach on day 30. That's without any excesses at all. And what we're all doing, whether you know it or not, you're drinking, you're breathing, you're eating chemicals. And as they enter your body, the body takes the chemical and stuffs it inside what's called your visceral fat. That's the fat around the organ. And those fat cells can expand or contract. Don't let anybody tell you burn fat on a diet or exercise. Total nonsense. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and they can expand or contract over your lifetime. That's the only thing that can happen. So if people are telling you burning fat on their program, run. They're full of it. They don't have any idea what they're talking about. So in addition to the detox, the second big thing they proved, this lowered, which you all suffer from, inflammation. Inflammation on this went down 25% in a month. No diet has ever touched this, ever touched it. They also saw hunger went down 40%. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides came down dramatically. The diabetics on this, it was so powerful that the need for insulin, which is what a diabetic measures, right? It dropped by 41%, so much that doctors monitoring their patients who were going through this, who were on medication, they had to cut their meds by 50% in 30 days. 50% in 30 days. Then the last part is sustainability. That picture's 8 or 9 years old. She's kept the weight off for 8 or 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Does that make sense to everybody? How can we get this program? Is it for sale? Channel, you go to the New Health Conversation. You see it right there, the New Health Conversation. And I'm going to show it to you right now. Here's what you do. Go to Google and type in the New Health Conversation. Are you watching this? Okay, right there, the New Health Conversation. It'll take you, there's the website, there's nothing to buy on there, it's free to go there. The only thing on there is actually the medical proof. Like one is an exclusive podcast for you of the #1 weight loss researcher in the world. But if you like what you see, when you go there, we won't contact you. You scroll down, you get a free coach, and then they'll go over the foods. You buy nothing from the coaches. There's nothing for sale. We don't charge you for coaching. It's all free, all free. You got it? You got it, Chanel? Okay, what? The worry I have long term is all the foods I should no longer eat, but I feel look great. Gary, I'm confused. I think the best thing, Gary, again, is go to the website and talk to one of the coaches. It's sometimes a little hard if we can't talk one-on-one to figure out exactly. I think you're going to find it's look, Gary, I've been doing it for 23 years. I mean, it's really very, very sustainable. That's what I love about it. It doesn't alter my lifestyle. I've gone on cruises and vacations and whatever. It works into my life, you know? All right, so everybody, I need to sign off. I'm getting phone calls. I forgot I have a very important conference. Not that this is not important, it is. So again, I would, one last time, there's the website for you all to go to for free, the New Health Conversation. If you go there, we won't contact you. I swear on my kids' and grandkids' lives, we won't contact you. But if you like what you see, Gary or anybody else, you can scroll down and get a free coach. Does everybody understand? Got it? Press snap. I hope we get through tonight, okay? All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off for right now. Talk to you later, everybody. Bye-bye.